everyone, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell. I'm wondering, does your kiddo startle themselves awake in the night? It's so painful. In this video, I want to teach you about the startle reflex, why it exists, and how you can help minimize it in your kiddo to get those great long stretches of sleep. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to never miss a sleep tip. Okay, so the startle reflex is also known as the Moro Reflex, and it's a primitive reflex that is present at birth. And the purpose of it is essentially for protection. And it is elicited by a sudden noise or movement. And the reflex itself, essentially, when your child is startled, either by a noise or a movement, basically what happens is their arms extend out, their fingers and their hands extend out, and their neck extends backward. So it's this motion, but then what most people don't notice is then everything recoils and comes back to the body. That's the true reflex. Not to be mistaken with just general lack of arm control, which happens like this. Okay. Is present at birth and it starts to disappear around 12 weeks of age. And for some kids, it may kind of linger until close to 6 months. But the average kiddo, it's disappearing closer to 4 months of age. Why is it a bummer? Well, it's a bummer for a lot of parents because they startle themselves awake with a loud noise or a quick movement can wake them up, and then their arms essentially kind of distract them and kind of keep them awake in that newborn stage. So 3 things that you can do to help minimize the startle reflex. The first one is to swaddle. This is key, right? Keeping their arms close to their body. So if there is a sudden sound or loud noise, they may wake up, but at least then they're not continually distracted by their hands. Swaddling is key. The second thing is that when you're putting them down into their crib or their bassinet, you want to make sure that you're putting them down feet first, bum, and then head. Because tipping your baby, if this is their head, if you put their head first, that alone will elicit that startle reflex, which again is arms extending, hands extending, and neck extending. The third thing's kind of obvious. It's trying to avoid those sudden sounds or movements so that you don't elicit the startle response. Swaddling is really the best thing that you can do to help with that. And you can use a variety of the commercial swaddles that are out there. You can learn how to swaddle with just a square blanket. The thing with swaddling is that you'll need to remove the swaddle as soon as your kiddo starts to show signs of rolling. Because the last thing that you want is your child to inadvertently roll while in the swaddle and then not be able to reposition their head or their face. That would be very risky. And so when they start to roll, you want to get them out of the swaddle. A couple good products to move them into. You could move them into a sleep sack, okay, with the arms out. That could, elicit more waking up because of their arms being free and disrupting them. You could move them into a sleep sack that kind of has the arms contained, the swaddle me up. They have their arms kind of pinned like that. That's a good option too. And then there's also the Merlin suit where their arms are out. That is more of an interim. I actually really like the Merlin suit. It's a great interim solution. You're only going to use it for about a month before you get them into a sleep sack, essentially. But that's my tips today on the startle reflex. Your basic 2 tips are swaddle and put them down feet, bum, and then head to avoid eliciting that startle reflex. If you have a newborn and you're looking for more tips, check out my blog. I've written a ton of blog posts about 10 ways to help your newborn sleep. And I also have Helping Babies Sleep School, which has Helping Newborns Sleep, which is no-tears solution to help teaching your little one to sleep, keeping them well rested, and establishing healthy sleep habits to last you through that 4-month sleep regression. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.